media yesterday. So let's get started. Workers of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, supported by the Nigeria Labour Congress, on Monday picketed the National Industrial Court in Abuja as their total and indefinite strike entered a new phase over unresolved labour disputes. The protest followed a directive by the NLC backing the industrial action. The workers also used the protest to openly demand the removal of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, carrying placards with inscriptions such as "Wike must go," "Abuja no be rivers," "Pay promotion arrears." The protest initially began at the National Industrial Court, where the protesters were seen cheering the arrival of Femi Falana, SAN, at the court. However, it took a heated turn when the protesters made their way to the FCTA Secretariat, and one of them claimed to have sighted the minister allegedly attempting to leave. So here is what transpired.
Sneaking out. See him sneaking out. See Wike sneaking out. See Wike running. See him running. See him running. Wike is running. Catch him. Catch him. Catch him. Catch him. Catch him.
A landlord of FCT that is using backdoor to run. We have identified the landlord that is using backdoor to run. We have seen him with our eyes. He's not a genuine landlord that is using backdoor to run. Yes. We are FCT. We chase our landlord.
All right, well, this morning we were able to reach out to the minister's team. We spoke to Mr. Lere Olayinka, who confirmed that, yes, that was Minister Nyesom Wike in that car. Because if you look at the videos, it's not easy to really identify who the car belonged to. However, he said that the minister was not running away from anything, but that the entrance of the secretariat had been barricaded by the protesters. And instead of issuing an instruction to the security to clear those protesters, he instead chose to use a different exit from the Ministry of Agriculture so that he could make his way to the airport where he was supposed to see the president off, just to balance the story. Meanwhile, in Rivers State, loyalists of the FCT minister have won the APC primaries for Ahode East Constituency 2 and Kana Constituency 2 by-elections. Senator Magnus Abe spoke after the victory, declaring that the FCT minister Nyesom Wike is the leader of the Renewed Hope family in Rivers State.
Concerned, the minister of the FCT is the leader of the Renewed Hope family in Rivers State. There is no confusion and there's no dispute about the different roles that people are playing. So that's what I want to say to Rivers people. Everybody go and revalidate your membership. We're all working together. We're all supporting President Tinubu. And Rivers State will deliver the highest percentage of votes for the Renewed Hope family in this country. That's our commitment.
Okay, sir, for the
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, there we have it. Developments yesterday in the FCT and in Rivers State as well. Ayo, let me begin with you this morning, where we saw those scenes. And this is the second time we're seeing something of this nature, but with a different minister. If you remember, the Minister of Finance,
yes.
Minister of State for Finance, was reported to have also been barricaded by protesters.
Well.
Yes.
Yeah,
so we're seeing a lot of protesting action targeted towards ministers.
Okay, so it's the era of discontent, especially with regards to the FCT minister. No, not just in the FCT, but even in Rivers State, in certain quarters. So it's not very good times for him, at least in that regard, with regards to his popularity among certain groups of people. He's broken it down. He instituted a legal action again. So there's been a disagreement, as you put it mildly, between he and the workers in the FCT. Some people have accused him of being high-handed. Some people have said that there are certain issues around contracts that are high-handed, and so they have come out as a people to protest. Even though he says he wasn't running away, the truth is that I don't agree that there should be any sort of violence to his person. People can protest peacefully as they have a right to. However, then we can then begin to look at the way and manner in which you lead. If you lead people who do not or who resist your leadership, then it questions the legitimacy around your position or the fact that people don't even want you in the position at all. Yes, we've talked about how civil servants can frustrate the efforts of well-meaning ministers. As I cited in the case of Minister David Umahi, who had set a resumption time which the people didn't like and they protested against him. But there are also cases where they have legitimate concerns around the way in which their work life is being handled or mishandled in this case has been accused by Minister Wike. And so the most important things at the end of the day, we often talk about dialogue, peaceful resolution, being able to come together with the people to ensure that whilst you're trying to enforce certain due process, you must also ensure that the people that you are leading feel like they have a leader who leads with heart and with a sense of humanity. That's the only thing, that's one thing I would say about that. Then with regards to what's happening in Rivers State, there's a conflict in the statements made by the camp of the APC. On one hand, they assert the fact that they are firmly behind Governor Fubara, and in many cases that the governor is the leader of the party in that state. And then we also have in other instances where people, individuals come out to say that, okay, it's Governor, is Mr. Nyesom Wike, who is the leader of Renewed Hope. I believe that this is now time for the APC to, like would be said on the streets, with their full chest, come out and put this matter to rest so that Governor Fubara does not feel like an outsider, having decamped from the PDP to the APC and possibly on the platform of assurances and reassurances to him with regards to his position in the APC. It has been made clear by the APC that he's the leader. That has to be sorted out so that we do not see political head butts in Rivers State.
And Dr. Batis, before you go ahead, I just want to add something.
The vagueness in your commentary on the Wike matter has to be clarified.
Okay.
And it is as follows. What are the facts of the matter? The FCTA and the FCDA, they are the two bodies responsible for the management of the Federal Capital Territory. The workers, now under the umbrella of a Joint Union Action Committee, also JUAC, are accusing the minister of not paying attention to their welfare and not paying attention to his duties in Abuja, and that most often than not, he has been absent on duty. Those were there. That's the basic thing for this. On January 7, they served the notice of strike action that if the minister does not concentrate on his main assignment, they will go on strike. It was for 7 days on January 7. Again, on January 16, they served another notice that they want a minister that should sit down and do his work. Now, before then, the House of Representatives had also met and said Abuja had become a very smelly Federal Capital Territory, garbage dumps everywhere, and that both the FCTA and the FCDA should concentrate on what their job is. Now, again, that was ignored. And it was on the basis of that that the Joint Union Action Committee of the FCTA and the FCDA decided to go on strike and protest. So the video that I saw, whether the minister was going to the airport to go and see off the president, they were, if you played it properly, the thing was saying, see Wike running away, Ole, catch him, catch him, catch him. That's what the play the right video.
No, she did.
Okay. No, maybe it was technical problem. So that's what they are saying. So the whole issue is about responsibility. It's about leadership. It's about concentration. Yep. And you have a situation where these federal workers are saying that Abuja don't be Rivers. Yeah. They are saying they want their minister to sit down and do the work. And then some of them in their placards even went ahead to say that the minister should be removed because he's distracted. Those are the issues, not all these general talk.
No, but Dr. Bati, it can also be argued. It can also, sorry, let me just say, it can also be argued that there are also machineries behind this protest. Because at the end of the day, if it had to do directly with their ability to discharge their duties, then it holds merit. But if it's not in terms of high-handedness of the way that it treats people, no, I'm saying in some quarters you can say that. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that in speaking for both sides of the party, you have to also say that when it comes to things like this.
What I've just stated are the facts of the case.
So, Rufai,
as reported.
Rufai, I know you want to, please, just very briefly so we can move on. I also want you to chime into this issue of 001, because some people are also saying that, is Abba Yusuf going to be 001 in Kano above Ganduje? Is that possible? So, Magnus Abe is saying Wike is 001. No, I know, I'm just saying the issue of 001, that in Rivers, Magnus Abe is saying Wike is 001.
Okay, so a couple of things. Yeah, Dr. Abati, you see, the thing is, two truths can exist. What you said is true, but what I also said is true. So there's no vagueness. I'm not saying what I know, so there's no vagueness about it. What you said is true. Yes, abdication of duty. I mean, we all saw it now when it was going across rivers and everywhere campaigning while workers were, complaining in Abuja and everything. We all saw the videos and shared the videos, how things are bad and everywhere is smelling and all of that. But what Ayo also said is true. And me, you might tag me not a fan of Wike. I commend Wike for what he did, the way he ran away today. You see, Dr. Abati, Wike could have used muscle and might. And while people created barricades there, they shoot tear gas and everything, and he becomes a brouhaha. And when he becomes a brouhaha, it's not what we are saying, we'll be saying. Yeah. It has happened many times in this country. Correct. But if he decided, like Lere confirmed, that he will go through the back and just peacefully move away, I commend him for that. Okay. That's also truth, and it can also exist because this case could have been worse than that.
All right.
Yes, and as regards the people that are shouting thief and everything, I mean, it's protest talk, but I don't think it's necessary. As regards the 001 issue.
Very quickly, please.
You see, it has now become political when people say 001. When you ask who said Wike is 001 in this regard, it's Magnus Abi, a Wike loyalist.
Yes.
So he's not an independent arbiter, like a party structure.
Are there any independent
No. If he was a chairman of the party or anybody in APC, it's an independent. And Magnus Abe can, if he says that, the question is Wike a member of the APC? He's not a member of the APC. But on this one, Wike has scored a large point by ensuring that his loyalists get in there. As regards the Ganduje and the what is it called fight, that's a fight for another day. Let's not, let's not link it into that fight.
Okay, fine. Let's not link it into that fight.
Minister of the Federal Republic will call security agents to come and tear gas his staff.
Okay. Well,
whether he will be able to go to that same office the following day.
All right. There's a lot of debates that can be had now, but we have to move the conversation now to Anambra State. All right. So we're moving on now from the FCT. We focus now on Anambra State, where Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has ordered the closure of the Onitsha main market for 1 week following traders' failure to comply with the state government's directive to disregard the Monday sit-at-home order. The governor gave the directive on Monday during an on-site visit to the market, along with some of his aides and other government officials. Soludo warned that the closure could be extended if traders fail to comply with the directive, adding that security agencies have sealed the market to enforce the order.
This whole main market and all the adjoining these things will be locked down for the whole of this week. There will be no market anywhere here. Are you hearing me? Yes, each Monday will come and inspect. If people are not in their respective shops, it will be shut down again. I know that people have done this sit at home on Mondays for quite some time now. And as they say, an abomination that lasts a year becomes culture. No. This can no longer go on in Anambra. You either decide that you want to trade here or you can go elsewhere. This main market, if you don't want it open, I'll come and take bulldozer and level it. Are you hearing me? And I'm very, very serious about it. I'm not joking. Going forward, any Monday, any shop that is not open will be locked for 1 week.
All right. Well, of course, there was a lot of reaction. Let's go to X, where Olauda tweeted and said, "On this one, Your Excellency, I stand with you. You cannot continue to hurt yourself in order to get back at your presumed enemies. That is the height of tomfoolery." Umenta also posted and said, "You are now sounding autocratic after winning second tenure. Some are willing to come Monday, but did you address the issue of their security? That soldiers you will use to enforce 1 week lockdown, use it for market security every Monday. Address their concern, not bullying them." And then lastly, the Litmus also posted on X and said, "Look at the markets in your state looking so awful. You're ordering closure for a week due to insecurity, but it needs to be closed to be worked on. Very disgraceful." A big mix of opinions. Rufai, I'll come to you on this. From implementation, is this the way to solve the problem? And even to some people saying that maybe we should be focusing on rehabilitating the markets and making them look more modern.
No, sir, I think the bone of contention is this, is the sit-at-home order. Governor Soludo, with due respect, you did something very wrong. And you are not realistic as a human being. Governor Soludo, these marketers, you think they don't love to trade on Mondays? You think they like to run away from their business? I have many people that have industries in Anambra. In fact, one of the oldest industries in this country, Kate Industries. And I was talking to somebody from there recently, and they were telling me how they've now shifted their structure of production in such a way that they don't produce on Monday. You think these people like to go away from the market? But they've been killed while they went to the market, and they try to ignore the sit-at-home. Where is the protection for their lives? Come on, so why are you talking like you don't live in Nigeria? In this same country where 177 people were kidnapped, and the local government chairman was even begging them not to talk. You are telling people to go there and go to the market and be there because you said so. Which what is it called? Which security are you providing for them? And you know the way these people behave. They just come out randomly and start to shoot sporadically. So except you, Governor Soludo, you are going to stay in the market with them for the duration of trade. Then you can tell them if they don't observe sit-at-home, you shut down their markets. If you are not going to stay there with them, leave them alone. You think they don't want to sell on Mondays, but you can't provide security for them. Because when it happens now, it's condolences you'll be writing. You tell your commissioner to write condolences. I condole with the people. In the Anambra, we'll fight insecurity. People will have been killed by that time. What are we telling ourselves? And please, you should reverse that order quickly.
Okay.
Is it that easy?
Lawmefo, who is the Commissioner of Information in Anambra State, issued a statement yesterday in which he said Anambra State every Monday loses about 8 billion and that the entire Southeast region loses about 19.6 billion because of this sit-at-home order, which traders respect. Now, my only concern is that if you now shut down the market, the Onitsha main market, from
for the whole week, Monday to Sunday,
till next week, Monday, February 2, then of course, if you calculate that, 8 billion per day, that would be a major loss. And the only ground in this regard is that the governor says they have refused to listen to the directive that markets should be opened on Mondays. Now, which takes us to the substantial point, which means that these traders, you know, they are forced to sit at home because of threats. Yeah. It's not as if they themselves want to sit at home. Therefore, the responsibility for government is to make the environment safe enough for commerce, for entrepreneurship, so that people can move freely on Mondays and go to business. Yeah. The third point is that these traders, either in Onitsha, main market, or in Ekulobia, they are not civil servants. They are private businessmen. Yes. Yeah. So they can choose on their own to determine when they open their shops or do not open their shops. So the governor giving directives to entrepreneurs, to traders, will seem to look a bit untidy because they are not civil servants.
Absolutely. And now let's move